What are the top 10 safest new cars? Well, in this video, I'm going to tell you. And to do that, I'm just going to use data from Euro NCAP. So they crash test a wide range of cars to see how safe they are. And they give them an overall score rating from 5 to 0. Now, a lot of modern cars get 5 stars. So how do you tell differences between each car? Well, if you go on the Euro NCAP website, you can actually rank their cars in their order of listing. And it will tell you which are their top 10. Which is what I'm going to tell you now. Before that though, I need to explain that as part of their testing, Euro NCAP looks at 4 different categories. One is adult occupant protection, the second one is child occupant protection, the third one is vulnerable road users, so how badly or not badly the car may injure a pedestrian or cyclist, and then the final category, the fourth one, is for active safety tech. So the kind of technology that stops you having an accident in the first place, such as auto emergency braking. Buy, sell,
car. Wow.
I'll start this list with the 10th place car, and it's the Cupra Born. It's only a small car, but it's also very safe. It offers good protection for adults in full width and frontal offset impacts. And it scored maximum points in side barrier impact tests. Overall, the Born scored 93% for adult protection. It also did well for child occupant protection, where Euro NCAP awarded it 89%, but it only scored 73% for vulnerable road users. That said, the auto emergency braking did an adequate job avoiding pedestrians and cyclists, and it offered mostly good protection for a pedestrian's leg, pelvis and head in an actual crash. The Cupra's auto emergency braking system responded well to other vehicles too, and it scored 80% in the safety assist category. The Volvo C40 Recharge takes 9th place on this list. This new electric SUV scored 92% for adult occupant protection. It even bagged maximum points for front seat occupants in side barrier, side pole and frontal offset crash tests, although Euro NCAP found the C40 to be an aggressive impact partner in a frontal collision. Which doesn't sound particularly good, does it? This means it didn't do a great job of softening the blow for other vehicles involved in the same crash. The Volvo did well for child occupant protection though. It scored maximum points for side barrier and side pole crash tests. It chalked up 89% in this area overall. The C40 scored 70% in the vulnerable road users category. It did an adequate job avoiding pedestrians, and it offered okay protection for a pedestrian's head and legs in a crash. It was better at spotting cyclists and other cars though. The latter helped it score 89% in the safety assist category. In 8th place on the list is the new Mazda CX-60. The Mazda's best result was 91% in the child occupant protection category. It did an especially good job of keeping kids safe in frontal offset and side barrier impact tests, where it scored maximum points. The CX-60 is a safe car for adults too. It scored full marks in side barrier and side pole impacts and 88% overall. Euro NCAP did knock off a few points for the driver's knee airbag, which didn't fully shield the driver's lower leg in frontal offset tests. It's not all bad news though. The CX-60 earned a few extra marks for being a benign impact partner in frontal offset tests, which means if you're going to crash into a car, crash into a CX-60. It also did a good job cushioning a pedestrian's head, legs and pelvis in a frontal collision, but the car's auto emergency braking system was only rated adequate for its ability to spot pedestrians in the first place. It did a better job recognising cyclists than other cars though, and overall the Mazda CX-60 scored 89% for vulnerable road user protection and 76% in the safety assist category.
Next up is a new EV from China, the Aura Funky Cat.
It might look like a cartoon character on wheels, but the Aura is serious about safety. It scored 92% for adult occupant protection, including maximum points in the side barrier impact tests. It provided good protection for kids too, with an 83% score for child occupant protection. Although Euro NCAP rated the net protection for the 6-year-old dummy as marginal in frontal offset crashes. The Funky Cat's round shape offered good or adequate protection for a pedestrian's legs and pelvis in a frontal impact though, and the car's auto emergency braking did well to avoid crashes with pedestrians, cyclists and other vehicles. Overall, it scored 74% in the vulnerable road users category and 93% in the safety assist category. 6th place goes to the Mercedes Citan Tourer and T-Class. These practical MPVs earned a 91% score for adult occupant protection, including maximum points in side barrier impacts. It's not all good news though. Euro NCAP deducted a few points in the frontal offset crash test because the shape of the dashboard meant it might not provide the same level of protection for drivers sitting in different positions. Things improved in the child occupant protection test, where the Citan Tourer and T-Class scored maximum points in the side barrier impact. Overall, they scored 93% in this category. They didn't do so well at protecting vulnerable road users though. They only offered mixed protection for a pedestrian's head and pelvis in a frontal impact. At least the car's auto emergency braking did an okay job at spotting pedestrians in the first place, and this was even better at identifying cyclists and other vehicles. Overall, the Citan Tourer and T-Class scored 69% for vulnerable road users protection and 90% in the safety assist category. Euro NCAP ranked the Mercedes C-Class as the 5th safest car it tested in 2022 so far. It offered even better adult occupant protection than the T-Class and Citan Tourer, with a score of 93% in this category. It even bagged maximum points in full-width frontal impacts, side barrier impacts and side pole impacts. Euro NCAP awarded it 89% in the child protection category thanks to good or adequate protection in frontal offset tests, but it only managed marginal protection for the head of a 10-year-old sized dummy in side barrier impacts. When it comes to protecting people outside, the C-Class comes with an active bonnet that pops up to help cushion a pedestrian's head if they're involved in a frontal collision. And the auto emergency braking system did an adequate job spotting pedestrians and a good job identifying cyclists. These features helped it get an 80% score in the vulnerable road users category. Finally, the C-Class scored 82% in the safety assist category. In 4th place is a hybrid SUV from China called the Wei Coffee 01. It may sound like a hipster drink order, but it's a very safe family car. The Coffee's best score came with the safety assist category, where it chalked up 94%. Its auto emergency braking did a good job at spotting cars, cyclists and pedestrians, and the Coffee's bonnet and bumper provided mainly good or adequate protection for a pedestrian's head, leg and pelvis. As a result, it scored a fair 79% in the vulnerable road user category. It did an even better job protecting kids inside. The Wei scored maximum points in the frontal offset and side barrier impact tests and 87% overall in this category, and its score for adult occupant protection was even higher at 91%. Euro NCAP even gave it maximum points in side barrier and side pole impacts. It did lose a few points for the boot opening during one of the tests though, and it missed out on a few more points for being a somewhat aggressive impact partner in a frontal collision. So yeah, don't crash into one of these Wei Coffees. Now we come to the top 3, and in 3rd place is the electric Mercedes EQE Saloon. It scored a very impressive 95% for adult occupant protection. It even scored maximum points in the side barrier and side pole impact tests. Did a very good job at keeping kids safe too. It chalked up maximum points in frontal offset and side barrier crash tests and bagged a 91% child occupant protection rating overall. The EQE has an active bonnet like the C-Class to help cushion the impact for a pedestrian's head. This helped the car offer decent head protection, and the bumper also helped soften the blow for their legs. But Euro NCAP found that protection for someone's pelvis wasn't so good. The Mercedes auto emergency braking responded well to pedestrian and cyclists, which helped it score 83% in the vulnerable road users protection tests. The EQE's weakest score though was 81% in the safety assist category, but that's still above average for cars tested by Euro NCAP in 2022.
In 2nd place on this list is the Lexus NX.
The NX got the same scores for adult and child occupant protection as the Wei Coffee 01. That's 91% for adults and 87% for kids, in case you've already forgotten. Although Euro NCAP said that the Lexus was a moderately benign impact partner in a frontal collision. That's better than the Wei and the same as the Mercedes EQE was rated. The NX scored 91% in the safety assist category, which is higher than the EQE's 81% score. But both cars did a good job avoiding crashes with other vehicles, cyclists and pedestrians. The Lexus did an impressive job protecting vulnerable road users too. It scored 83%, which is the same as the Mercedes, but the NX also scored maximum points for pelvis and leg protection. That's doubly impressive when you consider how pointy the car looks.
Now we come to the big one, the safest car according to Euro NCAP, when you go on their website and you list them out. And it is the Tesla Model Y.
It scored 87% for child occupant protection. That's slightly less than the EQE's 91% score. But the Model Y's 97% adult occupant protection rating is higher than any other car tested by Euro NCAP this year. Euro NCAP also rated the Model Y as a benign impact partner in a frontal collision, which is about as good as you could hope for. The Tesla's 82% score for vulnerable road user protection is just behind the Lexus NX's 83%. It did a good job protecting a pedestrian's legs and pelvis, but offered weaker protection for the head, around the windscreen and the door pillars. One of the most impressive things about the Tesla though was its ability to avoid crashes in the first place. The auto emergency braking did a good job detecting pedestrians and other vehicles, and it scored maximum points for spotting cyclists. Euro NCAP also awarded points for the driver monitoring system that can increase the sensitivity of the auto emergency braking system if it thinks you're getting distracted. This helped the Model Y achieve a whopping 98% in the safety assist category.
I hope you'll enjoy the video. If you did, give it a like. Let me know in the comments below whether a car's Euro NCAP rating would actually influence whether you'd buy it or not. If you want to watch some more videos, click on those windows there. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to this channel by clicking on the carwow logo there. Thanks for watching.